از ماشین‌های اسپورت جذاب گرفته تا سدن‌های معمولی‌تر، همه ما رانندگی با ماشین‌های عجیب رو تجربه کردیم.
I mean, it really is another showstopper.
What a great looking car.
و در دهه‌های اخیر خودروهای شگفت‌آور مختلفی رو که به بازار عرضه شدن دیدیم.
You can't say it's not a fantastically well-made and designed car.
خودروهایی که زیباییشون اشک آدم رو در میاره.
Lovely motor that was. I wouldn't mind one now, actually.
و برای زشتاشون هم دلت میسوزه.
My dad used to make me go-karts that were safer than that thing.
It's like putting the space shuttle engine in a milk float.
اما سوای از زشتی و زیباییشون، این خودروها از گذشته تا به امروز نقشی مهم در زندگی ما ایفا کردند. این هفته با جستجو در پرزرق و برق‌ترین ماشین‌ها درباره منحصر به فردترین‌های بازار مطلع میشیم.
Beautiful design. Wonderful car. Very, very cool. Very, very collectible.
ماشین‌های پرزرق و برق در یک معادله پیچیده باید اونقدر خوب باشن که دیدنش آدم رو میخکوب کنه.
I remember going, wow.
صحبت از ماشین‌های لوکس جذاب و معمولاً گرون قیمته.
I think they were the pinnacle of what British luxury was.
البته خودروی پرزرق و برق برای افراد مختلف معنای مختلفی داره.
You might say it's flashy and I might say it's stylish.
به دنبال انواع مختلفی از ماشین‌های مدروس هستیم که باب میل سلیقه‌های مختلفه. خودروهای پرزرق و برق برای گروه‌های ثروتمند با نوشته روی درباره نجات دنیا.
Yes, please. A DB5 and Bond. Marriage made in heaven.
و اتومبیلی هم برای شما طرفداران سبک قدیم.
I do like the Austin Healey. You feel like just stopping by women and going, hello.
ماشین پرظرفیتی که به تازگی ساخته شده.
Lotus Esprit. What a lovely car that was.
و مردی خوشگذران در حومه شهر.
Stag. I got a stag, mate.
از ماشین‌های اسپورت پدرهای عصبانی و کمبودجه
Daddy had an MGB. Oh yeah.
تا مجموعه بهترین ماشین‌ها برای افراد مشهور، رؤسای بزرگ و رانندگان مسابقات دریفت.
We took a Rolls Royce. It's one of the hardest cars in the world to make drift.
اما باید قبول کنیم یک ماشین پرزرق و برق باید خصوصیاتی داشته باشه. سفرمون در مسیر سریع‌ترین پرزرق و برق‌ها رو با هلی‌های بزرگ شروع می‌کنیم. ماشین‌های افسانه‌ای مسابقات که در دهه‌های 1950 استاندارد تازه‌ای رو برای ماشین‌های اسپورت تعریف کردند.
Beautiful shape, lovely two-seater, windscreen that could be folded flat on the bonnet so that you could really get not just wind in the hair motoring but sort of flies in the teeth motoring.
آستین طراحی شده به دست دانالد هیلی بزرگ، به خصوص با سرعتی که در ذهن داشت اسم هیلی 100 رو روش گذاشتن، چون 100 مایل در ساعت سرعت میرفت که برای ماشینی در اون زمان سرعت قابل توجهی بود. 100 که اولین بار در 1953 رونمایی شد، بعدها به ماشین قدرتمند 3000 تبدیل شد. از روزنامه‌نگار ویکی باتلر هندرسون خواستیم که با یکی از اونها دوری بزنه.
Now, I'm told there's an Austin Healey 3-litre behind this door here, which I'm itching to have a look at. Oh, wow. Hello. Oh. That has got such lovely proportions and is so pretty yet muscular, and the wire wheels are fantastic. It just kind of says, drive me, which I shall right now. Health and safety, no seat belts. Okay, off we go, please, kids. We are ready. Find 'em, grind 'em. This is the trouble. I'm actually about a foot too short for this car because my foot doesn't quite go all the way down to the clutch. I'm immediately transported back to the 1960s, even though I wasn't around back then. But it gives you a real sense of excitement about that time.
Your of VMC motorcars have been held to a standard that makes their builders, designers, owners into proud men.
با آغاز تولید در سال 1959 حضور این خودرو به شکل زیبا با بازگشایی اتوبان M1 بریتانیا همزمان شد که محل آزمایش خوبی برای قدرت خروش این ماشین بود.
The thing about the big Healys, the big Austin Healys, the 3-litre back then, was just that. It was a 3-litre. It was a thumping, hulking, great big engine underneath the bonnet of a gorgeous-looking car.
It has a few downsides. I mean, that cockpit is incredibly hot. You've got a lot of engine heat coming out of it. You know, it's sort of, the seats are sort of thin and you're only about this high off the ground, so it's not exactly comfortable. But it's the kind of car you can lose yourself in driving.
You can imagine sort of getting into it and racing down to get your Sunday papers on a beautiful spring morning. And you'd be in that car and you'd get the papers and drive back and the world would be great. There's nothing more beautiful than that.
I bet you would feel the bee's knees in the 60s driving this, because people would just be stopping and staring. You know, it was not a mundane car, it wasn't a saloon car, it wasn't a family car. It was something that was a bit racy, a bit sexy. Now this big Healey did manage to hit 60 miles an hour in just under 10 seconds, which was pretty good going for a car back then. Wow, I'm picking up some speed now. It really is rattling around a bit underneath me. I can feel sort of each wheel at each corner just moving around. Something that you don't really feel with a modern day car. It's much more together and the suspension feels much tighter. But it's what a glorious feeling it's giving me. I love it.
خب شاید الان یه مقدار سر و صدا کنه، اما هیلی بزرگ در اون دوران به خاطر سرعت و کاراییش مشهور بود. دانالد که خودش قهرمان رالی بود، تمام رکوردهای مختلف رو در سطوح نمکی یوتا در 1954 شکست و آستین هیلی 100 به عنوان سریع‌ترین ماشین تولید شده دنیا به ثبت رسید. با قیمت حدود 1300 پوند به عنوان ارزان‌ترین ماشین 160 کیلومتر در ساعت بازار شناخته شد.
It was one of the rare instances of a British car being right first time, and Americans loved it. I mean, we were shipping 80% of them made were sold in the States.
I think this car is more like the DB5's sort of younger cousin. It's a bit like, I don't know, it's not quite James Bond. It's more sort of a David Niven character who's very much a gentleman but got that real naughty little twinkle in his eye.
They used to call it the hairy-chested sports car in the early 1960s, so it had a bit of a sort of He-Man image.
You feel like a cad, I think that's the word I'd use for it. You just feel a bit raffish. You feel like just stopping by women and going, hello.
If it goes past, people say, oh, that's beautiful.
This car is so much fun. Fun. I love it. It's a hoot.
آستین هیلی ظاهری بسیار عالی داره، قدرتمنده و قدرت کشش خوبی هم داره.
After you, sir. My pleasure. Have a lovely day.
این ماشین پر زرق و برق دوست داشتنی هر جا که میره الهام بخش شادی و هیجان میشه.
If this car was human, it's the kind of person that I would love to spend an evening in the pub with. Just to have a good old natter, chew the cud, hear some tales and have a giggle.
اما وقتی پایه پرزرق و برق‌ترین ماشین‌های که تا به حال ساخته شدن در میون باشه، هیلی بزرگ رقیبانی بزرگ داره. پرزرق و برق معمولاً به معنای نفیس و گرون قیمته. اگه پول زیادی برای آتش زدن دارین، مسلماً مارک اسطوره‌ای در ماشین‌سازی بریتانیا رو در نظر بگیرید. برندی با مهر سلطنتی، تایید از طرف 2 پادشاه آینده. نامی که با برتری تجمل و شکوه مترادفه. استن مارتین. ای، داره نشون رو بکنه؟
The DB5, absolutely beautiful. I mean, it really is another showstopper.
Of course, it's the car that everybody loves, isn't it? In fact, I saw one recently and I stood there for 10, 15 minutes just staring at it. I mean, it's a piece of art, the DB5.
سازندگان ایتالیایی کاروزری یا تورینگ خطوط جذاب DB5 رو طراحی کردند و مطمئن شدند که خودنمایی اون با ظرافت انجام میشه. حاصل کار ماشینی بی عیب و نقص برای خریدارانی ثروتمند که شاید بخوان یک کم خودنمایی کنن.
It's got just enough character to make you want to be its friend, and yet it's got enough aggression for you to know that it's going to drive really well.
One of the things that is great about it, I noticed, in driving them, is that they drive rather well and they drive more like an early 70s car. A lot of 60s cars really drive the same as a 1950s car, but those Astons don't.
I think when the DB5 came out in the 60s, it was a time when people were sort of beginning to appreciate great cars made in Britain. We had the Jaguar E-Type around that time as well.
E-Type مثل DB5 ماشین اسطوره‌ای این دهه است، اما در حالی که جگوار ماشینی پرزرق و برق برای جوانهای عیاش و برای خوشگذرانی بود، تصویر پیراسته تر استن در قیمت بیش از 4000 پوندیش بود که به پول امروزی بیش از 80000 تا میشد و 2 برابر قیمت رقیب جذابش بود.
When I used to see one of them, it was like, you know, it's a different league, basically, to E-Type Jag. You know, when you see a car like that, you think that's it. You know, you got that. It makes you want to own one, and it doesn't matter what age you are. I think you're never going to fall out of love with an Aston Martin.
DB5 تجملی بود، شیشه‌هاش برقی بودن، فرش کفش پشمی بود، تزیینات چرمی و چراغ‌های بارینگ اسپورت داشت. خیلی با شکوهه و با استن‌های بزرگ اون دوران فرقی نداره.
All of them, when you look back to the DB2s, 3s, 4s, all of them, every one of them was really pretty.
پس چه چیزیه که DB5 رو برجسته میکنه؟ یاد یکی از فیلم‌های جیمز باند افتادم.
Probably one of the best product placements of all time. In fact, it probably brought in product placements in films in general, because if anyone says, what's James Bond's car and Aston Martin, name something with Aston Martin, James Bond. So they both work for each other.
There's a famous photo of Sean Connery. He's sort of leaning up against the DB5, and you do sort of sit there and think, you know, which one would you look at first?
Yes, please, the DB5 and Bond. Marriage made in heaven.
It's almost a bit of a cliche, the DB5, because it is just, you know, it's a boy's wet dream, really, because it's James Bond, and it looked great, and it was silver, and it had all these gadgets.
بله، در اولین نمایش گولدفینگر در 1964 DB5 زرادخانه شگفت‌انگیز از سلاح‌های پیچیده مأمور مخفی رو به نمایش گذاشت.
It's that power of Bond that turned it into this iconic fighting machine with guns that came out of lights.
The rotating number plate. Just thinking, oh, this is amazing.
And at the back as well, the bulletproof shade.
They all had sort of buttons, didn't they, to get the oil out the back.
A little bit of oil spillage, boom.
Machine guns.
Why do cars not come with machine guns? They do in Beirut.
اما برای خیلی از ما یکی از وسایل بیشتر از بقیه جذابیت داره. صندلی‌های پرتاب شونده.
Ejector seats.
Definitely the ejector seat.
My favourite part in Goldfinger is when Bond's driving around the factory and he's got one of the workers in the car with a gun to him and he's looking at him driving along and then flips and ejects the seat. You just see the guy go flying out.
I've had a few passengers that I would have liked to have had that little red button for. Bye!
You know, the mother-in-law, the boring friend, the hitchhiker, bang, hit the ejector seat, they're gone.
See you, love.
Good old Aston DB5. Ooh.
We all love the idea of this character that represents the very Britishness of British and you know, saving the world, but doing it in style with a nice tailor and a beautiful car. I could buy into that.
ارتباط با باند باعث شد که این ماشین انتخابی باشه برای تمام جاسوس‌های بین‌المللی آینده که میخوان مردی باشن که زن‌های شیک پوش رو جذب میکنه. امروزه خرید یکی از اونها 5,000,000 پوند براتون آب میخوره، مگه اینکه اونی رو بخواین که باند مست روش نشسته. در این صورت به جیب پرپولتری احتیاج دارین.
2.6 million pounds I have now.
بله، در سال 2010 استن مارتین به قیمت 6 میلیون پوند در حراجی لندن یک بار دیگر با خوشحالی به عنوان یک خودروی دست دوم فروخته شد.
Selling the car. sold! Congratulations! 2.6 million pounds for the most famous car in the world.
اسمش یگه، هر یگه، یک تاجر آمریکایی که قراره با خاطری از سینما رانندگی کنه. دوست دارم بدونم تفنگ‌ها هنوز پر هستن یا نه؟
It's in original condition, so that's probably one of the best things about it. It's just like it was when it was in the movie.
شاید نتونین بیشتر از مشهورترین ماشینی که تا به حال ساخته شده پر زرق و برق باشین، اما همه ما آرزوی داشتن یک DB5 رو داریم، چون تنها حدود 1000 تا تولید شده و خیلی گرونه. بیشترمون فقط باید خوابش رو ببینیم. نکته مهم پر زرق و برق ترین ها همینه که اغلب به شکلی باور نکردنی گرونن.
I mean, some of the prices of these cars are absolutely shocking. We've entered an era now where the best cars from back in the day have become collector's items. People don't drive them, they collect them, and I'm deeply suspicious of people that collect cars. Deeply suspicious.
اگه ابرخودروها و استن مارتین فراتر از بودجه شماست، دنبال چه نوع خودروی پرزرق و برقی میتونین باشین که احتیاج به وثیقه نداشته باشه؟ شاید شخصیت سرنخ شماست.
In the 1950s, General Motors employed poets from Oxford and things to think up names for cars. Thus they got, Stingray, Eldorado, Mustang, horse. Great romantic names.
بله، اسمها خیلی مهمن. مثلا این ریلاینت کیتن و این مرکوری کوگر. این یکی کوربین اسپرونه و این یک پونتیاک فایربرده. این هوندای پونیه و این خودروی وحشی ماشین پر زرق و برق بعدی ماست. تریامف استگ.
You only need to say the word stag. It's got to have about 3 A's in it. Stag. I've got a stag, mate. It's good, isn't it?
The stag standing there, confident, elegant, like a painting. We've never had the Ford Ferret, have we? Or the Vauxhall Chicken.
خب هنوز نه. استگ در اصل اسم رمز تریامف برای این پروژه بود. اما مشخصاً هیچ کس نتونست اسم بهتری براش پیدا کنه و اسم استگ روش موند.
The Triumph Stag was designed by the man you wanted to have design your car, Michelotti. This was a guy who was just throwing Ferraris out. There's another Ferrari, there's another Ferrari, I'll draw another one for you. He was the man of his time, and he got it right with the Stag.
Great thing about the Stag was it was that perfect combination which we've seen in the British car industry many times. Italian designed body shell, British engineering. Personally, that front end, that notched out, peaky-eyed visor front end, I think is so timeless.
Lovely sort of symmetry to them, with the soft top back, and they had that sort of T-bar thing, didn't they, in the middle?
The Stag was like a man about town cad, boy done good car.
استگ که در سال 1970 حدود 2000 تا قیمت داشت و امروزه تا 30,000 تا میارزه، ماشینی دلخواه بود بدون اینکه دست نیافتنی باشه.
An affordable dream car, a sense of Saint-Tropez, a sense of Monaco, Monte Carlo, but for everyone.
در آگهی‌های اون دوران سطح بالا بودنش مورد تبلیغ قرار گرفت، اما در واقعیت به سختی به این طبقه تعلق داشت. ماشینی پر زرق و برق بود برای یک برند دوست داشتنی.
I can remember my dad's flash mates coming round. I think one of them was called Ron, and he had a Triumph Stag. And Ron had a sort of like leather jacket. He thought Ron was a bit cool as well, and had sort of sovereigns. Bit of a geezer, I can remember he'd always park it and then get out and then sort of lock it and then sort of like walk up the drive like that. But he'd always then sort of look back at it. And, yeah, that's nice.
I think, actually, Stag drivers became BMW drivers. Arms out the window, tight sleeve T-shirt, big men, 3-litre V8 engine, cool-looking, thuggish car.
هری وبستر رئیس بخش طراحی تریامف زمانی گفت که استگ ساخته ذهن مدیر اجرایی جوانی بود که چیزی متفاوت می‌خواست. ماشینی اسپورت اما راحت.
It was a 4-seat convertible with a safety bar that no one had thought of. What it meant was, if you'd been brought up on sports cars and then you suddenly had children, you didn't have to sell your sports car because children would fit in the back of it. And that's what made the Stag really special.
The Stag is a man's car, and that man happens to have 2 kids and a wife as well. Good lad.
همه ما به توافق رسیدیم که پرزرق و برق، باحال، قابل خریدن و بی‌نقصه. پس چرا به عنوان تریومف اسنگ یا مانع پیروزی مشهور شد؟
Triumph Stag, lovely, but massive problems. When it came off the production line, they used to overheat, and the engines would literally seize up, or the head gasket would go, or the head would warp, because they had a huge problem with the cooling of it.
مشکلات این محصول در طی 4 سال توسعه در استگ مشاهده شد. هرچند تریومف تلاش میکرد ما رو متقاعد کنه که مشکلات اصلی از بین رفتن.
Mechanical faults are traced to the source, even if this means dismantling right down to the last nut and bolt. This is quality control with a vengeance.
The V8 was made by pretty much just sellotaping 2 Dolomite engines together. It didn't quite work.
What people did is they realised that when you buy a Stag, you're going to have heating problems, cooling problems with the engine. So what you do is you take the engine out and you put in a Rover 3.5 V8.
If that car had come out with the Rover 3.5 V8, it would have been unbelievably good.
بریتیش لیلند هیچ وقت پول کافی برای رفع عیوب استگ رو نداشت و در طی 7 سال تولید اون فقط 25,000 تا فروش رفت و از اون به بعد تبدیل به یک ماشین کلاسیک بیروح شد.
Triumph Stag. Oh,
I love them. I think they're a good-looking car, and I would like one.
lovely motor that was. I wouldn't mind one now, actually.
Very, very cool, very, very collectible now.
You can pick up a Triumph Stag for a sensible price. I would say, you know, for a decent one now, they're starting at under 10 grand, but their prices are really, they're starting to rocket now, and you can get some very, very nice ones for sort of 2 or 3 times that amount of money. But I think that's a car, if you want to invest in something and make a good return right now, Triumph Stag.
اما اگه استگ قصد داشت که برای مردم دهه 1970 ماشینی پرزرق و برق باشه، حریفی نیرومند داشت و میشد این کوچولوی اسپورت رو با کمتر از نصف قیمت اون خرید.
I think the MGB was a classic British sports car. It was a reasonably accessible roadster, and it did have a cool image.
MGA در اواخر دهه 1950 خودروی اسپورتی موفق برای MG بود، اما جایگزین اون MGB یک پدیده بود. در طی بیش از 18 سال تولید، انواع مختلف اون رویای بیش از 500,000 خریدار خوشحال در سراسر جهان رو به واقعیت تبدیل کرد.
It was a fairly basic car, 4-cylinder engine, 4-speed gearbox and so on, but just a really nice package of good-looking styling and very good drivetrain. It was a sort of car you could buy and you could have just unalloyed fun with it.
قابل اطمینان، اسپورت و سرگرم کننده. اما چیزی که واقعا به محبوبیت MGB کمک کرد قیمتش بود. در زمان ارائه در 1962 حدود 700 پوند قیمت داشت. به پول امروز حدود 3,000 تا و یک رویای دستیافتنی بود. شاید خریدی قابل قبول برای دوران میانسالی باشه، چون خیلی محبوب پدرها هم هست.
The MGB is a little bit of a favourite of mine because my dad had one for many years and he was an enthusiast. He adored that car more than he did his kids probably, and he did love us. He was out there. He even had a leather jacket, flying jacket with MGB emblem on there. He was in the owners club. He used to polish that car.
Daddy had an MGB. Oh yeah, and it was a golden brown. Yeah, another shade of brown. Just a light brown, this one.
My grandfather drove several MGBs. He was a tax inspector. He was a very conservative man, but he loved the MGB.
I loved it because Dad might have only been going 50 miles an hour, but to me he was doing 150. That's what he probably told me as well. You know, cunning.
I remember driving around and he would tell me about the steering, and he would be very proud about the interior cabin.
The smell, it was oil, petrol, occasionally rubber.
The MGB, I think, made him feel a bit sexy. It made him feel a bit sporty. So it's important that you've got cars like the MGB that are accessible. Yes, it was expensive, but it wasn't beyond the realms of reach and beyond the realms of possibility.
It's a kind of car you can actually buy now and you can still be enjoying it in 25 years' time. after having spent thousands and thousands keeping it going. But, you know, that's the fun of classics.
شور و شوق برای MGB برای این زیبای محبوب بریتانیایی تا سن پیری باقی میمونه. البته به لطف کلوپ مالکان علاقمند که کریس پولارد یکی از اعضای اونه.
This is my pride and joy, my MGB Roadster race car, most of which was built in 1972.
درسته. در طول هفته کریس تنها یک فیزیکدان آروم و سربزیره. اما آخر هفته ها تبدیل به اعجوبه تاثیرگذار مسابقات MGB میشه و رکورد رو در مسیرهای سراسر بریتانیا ثبت میکنه. کسانی که از تاریخچه مسابقات MGB مطلع نیستن اغلب غافلگیر میشن.
I'm very proud of it. It's nice standing in the paddock. People stop and look at it. A lot of people come up and say, we used to have one of these when I was young. They expect pipe and slippers and flat cap, and they get a bit surprised when it turns in a time that wouldn't disgrace a car that was built last year. Part of the fun, actually, is the surprise factor.
کریس میخواد مهارتش و سرعت MGB رو در مسابقه عمومی به نمایش بذاره. رقابت میان کاترهام ها MX5 عجیبه، به خصوص با وجود این کلیو با این باربندش. کریس از MGB برای مسابقه استفاده میکنه، اما موتور استاندارد مدل های سری B اساساً مربوط به سال 72 هستند، سریع و پرسر و صدا. حالا متوجه میشین چرا اینجا سال هاست که راننده ها رو خوشحال کرده؟ MGB همیشه مسابقه دهنده خوبی بوده. مخلوط سرعت و استقامت اون رو تبدیل به شرکت کننده همیشگی مسابقات استقامت کرده. در دهه 1960 هم در سبرینگ و هم لومان در مسابقات نتیجه خوبی رو به دست آورد. به علاوه در 1964 در رالی مونته کارلو هم برنده شد.
For years, the MGB was, you know, the world's best-selling sports car. You know, we were still shipping boatloads of these things over to California in the late 1970s when it really was a very old car. But still, it was one of the few fun, affordable two-seaters you could buy.
Still look good. Back to the trailer. Car's handling well. Tyres are really hot. You can smell them.
عجب سواری خوبی. نمایشی سریع از دلیل اینکه چرا MGB اینقدر تحسین شده و چرا برای بیشتر مردم و یک پدر معمولی که فقط میخواد باحال باشه تبدیل به ماشینی محبوب شده. اما از دهه 1960 به بعد ماشین‌های محبوب در مسابقات با ابرخودرویی روبرو شدند که ده‌ها سال سروری می‌کرد.
I owned my dream car. How great is that? The Porsche 911, the 911. I just think it is one of the most beautiful rear-engine supercars that is still on the road today. Now, some might argue that the shape hasn't changed in decades, but for me, that's the beauty of it.
The first 911E was, I think, to this day, was the best Porsche I've ever had. You know, 3.2 engine, it was still kind of a little bit dangerous to drive. I used to tear up the 911E when I was a kid, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I bought it for, was to tear it up.
Bought my first 911 Porsche when I was 19, but I couldn't insure it in Ireland. Nobody. They didn't even give me a quote. They just said no. That was it. So I was like, all right, cool. What am I going to do? Move to England. That's pretty much why I live in the UK now.
اما داشتن یک پورشه پر زرق و برق و جذاب همیشه اون چیزی نیست که فکر میکنید. عجیبه که معایبی هم داره.
It is everyone's dream Porsche. It was beautiful. Did drive really nicely, but every time I stop at a traffic light, you'd look over and there was just this total wanker in a Porsche going, "What?" And then you'd realise it was a shop window and it was you. Like, it was awful.
Didn't own a house, had a nice Porsche. Got spat on, got pulled out on, car got keyed.
I remember parking outside someone's house in Highbury one day, coming out, and the car was completely keyed, and scratched up. And there was a little bit of me, absurdly, that was kind of proud that it was keyed up because it was a nice enough car to do it to.
I had a bright green Porsche that I loved, but I had to get rid of it. It attracted too much attention.
People either hated you justifiably for driving around in a Porsche, or people liked you because they were Porsche drivers as well. Do you want to play some golf? No, I don't. Go away.
اصلا حالا کی پورشه خواست؟ نظرتون راجع به این خودروی جذاب کوچیک چیه؟
Lotus Esprit, what a lovely car that was. Only I think it was a 2.2 engine or something. Didn't have hardly any engine in it, but light as a feather and just absolutely rocketed.
The Lotus Esprit came out of the Geneva Motor Show as a concept in '73, and the same shape-ish lasted until the millennium. That is an amazing production run.
شبیه یک ماشین قدیمی فضایی روی 4 چرخه. این یک ماشین محبوب بود، شاید برای مؤسسان جوان شرکت‌ها یا شهرنشینان ثروتمند دهه 1970 که سرعت رو دوست داشتند. لوتس ادعا می‌کرد زیر 7 ثانیه از 0 به 60 میرسه.
The Esprit to me is without a doubt the best looking British sports car. I mean, it epitomises what a sports car is. It's just a damn wedge. It's going to cut through the air, no worries. And when Gregario designed the thing, he would have had a piece of A4 paper and somebody leaning over him saying, "Look, just shut up and draw a design." He had a millimetre of lead left. There you go, there's a wedge, make that. And that's what they did.
I think the coolest thing for me, as sad as it is the lights, how they just flop up. Because I remember there was a guy down the street from us who used to have one, and he'd flash you to go. And every now and then he'd just like that, and it was brilliant. Brilliant. The simplest things.
I absolutely love it because it's so damn simple.
بیرون اسپریت اسوان با خطوط تیز و تمیزش می درخشید. پس شاید این نهایت سادگی بود که طراحان لوتس رو متقاعد کرد که میتونن با فضای داخلی بی‌نظیرش به شهر برن.
The interior of the S1 is beautiful. It's one of the few occasions where a concept car's interior has made it into production. It's kind of like this amazingly vibrant green colour with kind of orange and green tartan inserts in the seats.
حتی اگه پارچه پشمی و دوره سبز مطابق سلیقتون بود هم باید قبل از خرید این ماشین رویایی ارتفاع رو در نظر می گرفتین. ارتفاع اسوان کمی بیشتر از 1 متر بود و اون رو برای آقایون یا بعضی از خانم ها تنگ می کرد.
It's as if looks came first. I mean, the windscreen's like that. And my head was literally on the top of the windscreen. My head was on the roof. I'm a tall guy anyway.
Couldn't get my legs underneath the steering wheel. And I think at the time they didn't have adjustable steering wheel. So I that was it. Wasn't getting an Esprit.
پس اگه از تزیینات داخلی جسورانه خوشتون میومد و شکل لبه‌دار رو تحسین می‌کردین، قدتون کمتر از 180 سانتی متر بود و موجودی حسابتون هم کافی بود، اسپریت شاید بهترین ماشین اسپورت براتون می بود.
Beautiful design, wonderful car, but they kept breaking down. I had a mate who had one, and I was playing around with perhaps trying to get a second-hand one when they come down in price. But you found out there were very few garages could actually do anything about the car. I think it got very hot in it because the window only sort of opened that much, and it sort of broke down quite a lot.
And just because everybody says it's loads of trouble, usually serious, I don't care. They did break down a lot, but they were always great to drive.
نمیشه راجع به اسپریت حرف زد و مشهورترین رانندش رو نام نبرد.
The Prime Minister was soon at the wheel of a 155-mile-an-hour turbo Esprit.
نه تو نمگی.
Well, the most famous one, because I was a bit of a fan of Roger Moore. He's my favourite Bond in a funny sort of way. And he had the White Lotus, of course, didn't he, that went swimming. I mean, that would always stay in my memory.
بله، زمانی که رئیس شرکت لوتس PR دان مکلالین راجع به فیلم اسپای هو لاف میشنید، خودش رو به تهیه کننده افسانه فیلم‌های باند کابی بروکلی نشون داد.
He drove the Lotus to Cubby Broccoli's production office, to the front of the production office, and got Cubby to come out and went, "You have to have this car in your movie."
کابی اون رو پسندید و اسپریت در قسمت‌هایی از به یاد موندنی ترین سکانس‌های فیلم 207 حضور پیدا کرد.
It looks fantastic as well when it's driving around those mountain roads and the helicopter chase sequence. It looks amazing, so dynamic and so capable and low and agile. And apparently the production removed the bulbs from the rear brake lights because they wanted to show Bond not braking for corners. He was a hero. He wasn't frightened. He'd get that car around there without using the brakes.
This car was amazing. It went underwater.
بله، اسپریت نه تنها ماشینی پرقدرت در خشکی بود، بلکه شنا هم بلد بود.
When I first saw that, it was like, that is the coolest thing I have ever seen in my life. I mean, what a shot, what a brilliant thing to come up with.
That was an iconic car, Roger Moore going into the sea and then winding down the window and getting a fish out, and then threw the fish out and sort of went, I don't know, to some lady in a bikini.
پس شاید اسپریت بهترین ماشین پرزرق و برق باشه، بی‌نقص برای مدیران اجرایی جوان و فعال، ماموران اطلاعاتی جهانگرد و زیست شناسان دریایی.
What a glorious feeling it's giving me. I love it.
در جستجو برای ماشین محبوب نمونه، طیف وسیع از ماشین‌ها رو به نمایش گذاشتیم. از ماشین‌های رویایی برای آدم‌های عجیب تا ماشین‌های درجه یک برای ماموران اطلاعاتی بین‌المللی و ماشین‌های اسپورتی که باعث میشن پدران در سنی معین احساس خاص بودن کنند. اما دست آخر نوبت به نقطه اوج تجمل و شکوه میرسه. این نشان انحصاری از طرف ثروتمندان تحسین شده و در تمام دنیا مورد احترام قرار گرفته.
Growing up, definitely the dream car was a Rolls-Royce.
I think they were the pinnacle of what British luxury was.
It oozed money, it oozed fame, it oozed class, it oozed everything that you thought you were never going to be. Well, I didn't anyway.
بله، رولز رویس واقعاً شاهکار تولید بریتانیاست. زمانی که چارلز رولز و هنری رویس شراکتشون رو در 1904 به راه انداختن، هدفشون تولید بهترین خودروی دنیا بدون توجه به قیمت بود. در اواسط قرن میراث اونها یعنی خودروهای تجملی در مالکیت کسانی بود که به دنبال سبک و راحتی نفیس بودند.
If you were rich, you would think nothing of driving around in a Rolls-Royce. And people liked this. It was great to be a successful entrepreneur, and the Rolls was that kind of talisman of being, you know, a hard-working British boss.
When I did The Apprentice, I didn't know what, you know, Lord Sugar drove, but he came to one of our first meetings and got out of the Rolls-Royce, and I just remember just thinking, big respect.
Ironically, the Lamborghini's all right because you're a footballer and a sportsman. Unless you're a championship-winning footballer and sportsman, then the Rolls-Royce is almost like that symbol of ultimate success, you know?
رانندگی با رولز رویس تصویری از موفقیت و ثروت رو به نمایش میذاره. این ماشین تبدیل به یکی از تزیین‌آلات افراد مشهور شده. چه یک چهره موسیقی باشه یا بزرگترین اسکیبازی که بریتانیا تا به حال به خودش دیده. اما کی میدونه سر هنری رویس بعد از سفارش دیوانه کننده فانتوم جان لنون چقدر به جیب زد؟
You know, John Lennon had one, Rod Stewart had one. Elton John cruised around in a convertible one in the Nikita video, bright red, classy. And of course, the ultimate celebrity, Lady Penelope from Thunderbirds.
You're called, milady?
Yes, Parker. Get the Rolls-Royce. We are going for a little drive.
I love the idea of Lady Penelope's car being such a bonkers type of car. But I don't think I'd have it in pink.
بله، بانو پن با رولز رویسی که به جای 4 چرخ 6 چرخ و ابزارهای خیلی خاص داره دلالی محبت میکنه. اگرچه به اندازه کافی برای خانواده سلطنتی تاندربردز خوبه.
It's a Rolls-Royce, man. I don't think you can get better. Listen, the Queen rolls in Rolls-Royces. That's the point right there.
اما مطمئناً هیچی پرزرق و برق‌تر از این نیست که همون برندی رو سوار بشی که ملکه انگلستان سوار میشه. شاید به این دلیله که سواری در رولز رویس انقدر خاطر انگیزه.
My chairman has a Rolls-Royce and he will never have anything else. Every time he picks me up in that, I feel like a king. I feel great. You do feel a bit different, like, very special. I like this.
The first Rolls-Royce I ever sat in
used to belong to Doug Ellis. Well, it still belongs to Doug Ellis, actually. Famously, his number plate is Aston Villa 1. And in those days, he used to drive around and come to the parks when we were playing in the parks, and he used to take us for trials. And I remember sitting in his car in his Rolls Royce going, and going, oh no, it's a Rolls Royce, got to do it quietly.
They were so quiet that people didn't hear them coming up. And as a kid, it was like, wow, this thing's amazing. It's like, you can hear that car, but you can't hear a Rolls Royce.
It's a very smooth ride. It feels as though we're hardly moving.
It's so smooth, you don't even hear it.
اما تصور نکنین که داستان رولز رویس همیشه به نرمی سواری در کشتی سیلور شادو بوده. در 1971 آینده شرکت با مشکلاتی جدی روبرو شده و کورنیش وارد میشه.
The interesting thing is the Corniche nearly didn't get made and nearly Rolls-Royce went bankrupt. They nearly closed the doors, but the liquidator of Rolls-Royce was really, really clever because he saw this Corniche, which was being launched in 1971 in the south of France, and they had no money to launch it. And he said, that actually looks like it's got a lot of potential. So they let the launch go ahead, they financed the launch, and had that not taken place, the factory would have closed and there would be no Rolls-Royce anymore. And the Corniche convertible was the car that saved Rolls-Royce. What possessed them to make a two-door, four-seater, large, flying sunbed that cost the price of a sensible house in Surrey? Who would possibly want that car? But the world just loved it.
اما فقط ابرثروتمندان از پس خریدش برمی اومدن. افرادی مثل دلال میلیاردر اسلحه عدنان خاشقچی که یکی از اونها رو برای همسرش خرید.
I've still got Khashoggi's black Corniche. I'm driving it along and I'm kind of thinking, this was owned by one of the richest men in the world. And I've got his car. And it's great.
اینها ماشین‌های محبوب افراد مشهور و ثروتمندند، اما همه باهاشون با احترام رفتار نمی‌کنن.
I had a very odd relationship with Rolls-Royces because, I mean, I would never, ever be in a position really to want or own one, but my mate Justin inherited one. And we used to go to raves in the early 90s in his blue roller, which was absolutely fantastic fun. Maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 of us in it. You had a little cocktail bar in the back. Little shelves would come down. You could have yourselves a drink, and you go, "Oh, absolutely, they're nuts." It's just like turning convention on its head, isn't it? You expect some, "Oh Lord, hello, nice to see you," and then it's
بله، حتما تعجب میکنین اگه بدونین بعضی افراد در یک رولز رویس شیک چه کارهایی میکنن.
When it comes to drift cars, the concept of a drift car is to slide through a series of corners. So what do? We took a Rolls Royce, 2 ton plus or whatever it is, and we decided it's one of the hardest cars in the world to make drift. So let's do it. I love a challenge. To my amazement, it worked. Sometimes, you know, you can get it real wrong when you build cars or customize cars, but no, we got it right and it's well received around the world.
Guys, give it up once again for Mr. Shane Lynch!
با این حال رولز رویس همیشه جذبه خودش رو حفظ میکنه. بدون شک پر زرق و برقه، اما با کلاس.
If I wanted to waste my money on a car that does 8 miles to the gallon or less, and which would be incredibly eye-wateringly expensive to maintain, I can't think of a better car to buy than an old Rolls-Royce. You're going to get a beautiful, handmade car, the like of which no one else has ever made.
Face it, at the end of the day, you throw your keys on the bar, in a pub somewhere, and it's a Rolls-Royce. You're driving a Rolls-Royce. That's big in the game.
ماشین‌های رویایی ممکنه به خاطر سبک، سرعت یا طراحی داخلی لوکس محبوب باشن. اون چیزی که برای بعضی پرزرق و برقه برای دیگران معمولیه. پس شاید هیچ ماشین پرزرق و برقی از بقیه سرتر نباشه. اما اگه مجبور باشیم انتخاب کنیم، شاید محبوب ترین ماشینی که تا به حال ساخته شده، رنگش صورتیه، با 6 تا چرخ و مسلسل.
Mission successfully completed. On my way home.